With that being said, the platform ladders are truly one of a kind. And that's where we're going to focus our attention. And then we're also going to go into the CrossStep ladder, which you had mentioned earlier. And we'll kind of, I don't know if you're able to show it when we go along, but if you kind of hold it up, James, if you can show the back side of it or the side, what I'm trying to show, that's perfect right there. What I'm actually trying to show is how that ladder is constructed, where the rear horizontals don't come up all the way underneath the top cap. So that's going to do a couple of things for you. The first thing it's going to do is, if you can picture a traditional step ladder, it's going to reduce the footprint of that ladder. So it's going to bring your work surface a lot closer to you. The other thing is what you can see is, if a worker takes a traditional step ladders and they lean it against a wall, that's a finable OSHA violation. With the product that James is holding right now, the way it's designed, where the back legs are attached to the front, it's also got some locking clips. And James, I don't know if you can show those or not, but it's got two locking clips. There's one there, the black one. It's got two of those on that particular ladder. And what that does is it keeps the backside from opening up, and you're able to lean that particular ladder and be code compliant. So you're really going to kill a couple of birds with one stone. You're going to get a smaller footprint, which is going to get you closer to the work surface. And then you're going to have a ladder that can be leaned. So for those of you that were at the show last week, you're going to notice that I didn't even have my number one selling ladder or Granger's number one selling ladder at my booth. And a lot of people would say, well, you've got the show with thousands of people and you're not even showing your number one ladder. Well, the reason why I didn't show the number one ladder is simply because it's in decline. That'll become a dinosaur. And what it's going to be replaced with is actually the ladder that James was holding. The CrossStep ladder is certainly growing. And it's going to remove some of these obstacles. And that's why, from a compliance issue, people are going with it, because the workers out there know that they're leaning those ladders. So they want to remove that issue, and they're able to give them something that is compliant with code and just the design of that ladder. So when you start talking about some of those incidents I talked about earlier, we're going to kind of come back to the doom and gloom. A lot of the incidents are caused by overreaching. So that smaller footprint of that ladder, with the work surface being closer, is going to help prevent some of that overreaching. So when you look at the cost, typically the cost is about 10% more for that product. So on an average, 6-foot ladder, you're looking $10 or $12. So my point being is, there's not a whole lot of cost difference in what you're getting. So when we start talking about cost and competitiveness, we're actually selling a higher grade ladder, which will bring more margins, and it's a better product for that end user, So that is where we're seeing the focus on that product. And again, why I didn't even show my traditional step ladder at the booth. That was not a mistake. It was by design. We don't want to show something that's obviously dying. We want to show the future for these guys and get them educated on the future of the products. So, sorry for being winded there.
I'm sorry. Oh yeah, no worries. One of my favorite things about your ladders too is the Pro Top. All the different compartments, the magnet, the channel for conduit or a 2x4, the rubber pad on the back so you don't nick or mar up any painted surfaces or anything like that, and you get good grip with it too. But one of the features of it is how you guys have the load rating embedded into it. That way, from a compliance standpoint, as you were saying, even if these labels are a little scratched up and all that helps at least, correct?
Absolutely. Yes. You can still, the biggest thing is identifying that ladder. And that's going to give you some backside. So there's a couple of things also to pay attention to. You're going to notice the high vis green that you were showing on that top as well. So the reason why that's a high vis green is for visibility reasons. So if you're on a job site and you see somebody leaning a ladder, you can see automatically that, hey, okay, they're fine. No matter of fact, our tagline is, if it's green, it's okay to lean. So any of our products that have a high vis green top on them, that product is okay to be leaned against the wall, which we now have several of them. We've gone into a We've got a leaning platform ladder as well. But James, you talked about the that top as well. It's got some patented features on there, and a lot of it is how that rubber strip is adhered. It's the same process as our shoes. That's a heat process. It's not going to come off. You've seen some knockoffs in the marketplace. Those will be riveted on and they'll tear off and things of that nature. So it's really not a real good design, but the CrossStep is the top is extremely functional. And we've actually won awards for that particular top, and thanks for recognizing it. So it's a great top.